So good evening and welcome back to Ego classes. Today again we are here to improve your communication skills. As I've already informed you many a times in the past, if you want to speak English efficiently, correctly, spontaneously, fluently, naturally, then you are supposed to focus for different things. One is called structure, that means how to make the sentence. That is the basic part. If you don't know how to make a sentence, then every exercise after that, what you are going to undertake is going for a toss. The second thing that you are supposed to know a lot of vocabulary. Okay, because I have taken a class. I believe I took a class yesterday. There I explained you how basically you are trying to use silence in different situations. And those who have not attended the class, I've sent a video in your respective groups. You can check it out. And the video is show available in the app itself. Okay, just have a close look how we are trying to use different vocab in different situations. That's very important. Okay, and the third thing is for practice. Without practice, you cannot speak English. Okay, if you know a lot of things, you know a lot of things. You are reading a lot of books. You are reading 5 pages every day. You are writing 10 pages every day. You are trying to listen a lot, but still you are not able to speak. You are not doing a lot of practice. So I'm sure it's very difficult for you to speak English, right? So today let's focus some structure part. आज हमें किसी structure part देखिवा. And basically structure means basically whenever you are trying to speak English, all the sentences has been divided into three parts. One is called simple sentence. The second one is called compound sentence. And the third one is called complex sentence. And believe me, I'm not going to take you through grammar classes. If you're looking at the structures, if you really, you take some things like that, that is going to take grammar classes. No, it's not about grammar, but you are supposed to know little bit about grammar. I'm not going to teach you in grammar in spoken English class. It is for written communication. But as how exactly you are trying to make a sentence, ଆପଣ କେମିତି ଗୋଟେ sentence ତିଆରି କରିବେ, you are supposed to know that. You are supposed to know some formulas. You are supposed to know some methodology. So that's why I'm going to focus on that, nothing else. So most of the time you are trying to speak something called simple sentence. The second one is something called compound sentence. And the third thing is called complex sentence. Okay. Simple sentence, that very simple, like no, I am going, will you come? I don't want to go, I don't know, all the things. That means it has a subject, it has a predicate. And whenever it is compound sentence, that sometimes you are using and or. These are the things. This comes under compound sentences. And the third is called complex sentences. The complex sentence itself is complex. Complex, whenever I say it's a complex issue, that means it's a difficult issue, right? So most people have a problem with complex sentence. Because the name suggests the sentence is complex. So whenever I say sentence is complex, obviously you are trying to have a hard time how to make a or how to frame a sentence using something called complex sentence. Today I'm not, complex sentence is consists of two parts. One is called dependent clause, other is called independent clause, and you need a subordinating conjunction. I'm not going to follow any of the things today. I am going to straight away to follow something called conditional. Complex sentence under what a conditional. Okay, so I am going to tell you a lot of things about conditional. What do you mean by conditional? Okay, so whenever you are trying to speak English, around 10% of your conversation lands in the conditional zone. ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ମୁଁ କଣ କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି? ଆପଣ ପ୍ରତିଦିନ କିଛି ନା କିଛି କଣ୍ଡିସନାଲ ରେ ଓଡିଆ ବି କୁହନ୍ତି. ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟିଆ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେବି, ଲାଇକ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପୁଅ ବା ଝିଅ ବା ଭାଇ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି? ଯେ ଯଦି ତୁ ଭଲ ମାର୍କ ରଖିବୁ ତାହେଲେ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ପଢିବୁ। ତ ଯଦି ସେ ଭଲ ମାର୍କ ନ ରଖିବ ତାମାନେ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ପଢିବନି। ସୋ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଟ୍ରାଇଂ ଟୁ ଇମ୍ପୋଜ ଏ କଣ୍ଡିସନ। ଓକେ, ସପୋଜ ମୋ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡ ହଉଛନ୍ତି ସପୋଜ ଅଜୟ ସାର୍। ତ ଅଜୟ ସାର୍ କହିବେ ସାର୍ କାଲି ମୋ ବାର୍ଥଡେ ଅଛି ଆସିବେ। ହଁ ଯଦି ମତେ ଡାକିବ ମୁଁ ଯିବି, ଯଦି ମତେ ଡାକିବ ମୁଁ ଯିବି, ଯଦି ନ ଡାକିବ ଯିବିନି। ତ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ଟ୍ରାଇଙ୍ଗ ଟୁ ଇମ୍ପୋଜ ଏ କଣ୍ଡିସନ। ଓକେ, ତ ସମଟାଇମ୍ସ ଆଉ ଏମିତି ଆପଣ ବି କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହୁଅନ୍ତି ଲାଇକ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଟିକେ ଭଲ କାମ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଆଜି ଏତେ ଅସୁବିଧାରେ ପଡିନଥାନ୍ତି, ଯଦି ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଏଇ ଉପରେ ଫୋକସ କରିନଥାନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ଆଜି ଏ ଅସୁବିଧାରେ ପଡିଥାନ୍ତି। So you are trying to impose also some condition and there is some imaginary conditions also ଆପଣ ମାନେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହୁଅନ୍ତି ଯଥା ଲାଇକ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତୋ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି ଏ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇନଥାନ୍ତା, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତୋ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି imaginary, I cannot be like you and you cannot be like me because we have different genes and everything, the evolution part and everything is hereditary, everything is different, but still we are trying to impose some condition and that is something called conditional, right? So upon the ODR, most of the time, close to 10% of your conversation rotate through conditional. Upon the conditional English ODR kuhanti, so obviously that is something called 10% of your things go through conditional. But how exactly are trying to speak in English? Upon the nischay padithibe like in our college and school days, something called conditional of if clause. So if clause by conditional upon jemti sethi padithile, I am not going to teach you like this. We are going to give you more on application part. Let's focus more on application part. Upon application kemti kare, that's more important. Why guys are you are here? You are not to speak English like just like learn in the old way. You are trying to speak English because you want to learn it as a skill. So I'm trying to give you a lot of examples. ଯୋଉଠି କି ଆପଣ conditional ଟାକୁ effortlessly without any difficulty easily କେମିତି ଆପଣ use କରିପାରିବେ in your day to life in different situation, and I'm going to give you a lot of examples. I'm trying to handhold you, I'm trying to tell you a lot of examples. I'm take a lot of examples for you where exactly you can use it. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି ଆମେ ଗ୍ରାମାର ପଢୁନାହାନ୍ତି ନା, ଏଠି ଆମେ ଇଂଲିଶ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ପଢୁଥାନ୍ତି। that's the wrong thing. You are trying to say I'm here to improve my communication skill. I'm trying to teach you how exactly you can speak. That's more important. There is something called the improvement part. Improvement can happen without my help also. If you know the basic things, you can improve yourself. These days also I am reading a minimum one or two newspapers, I watch some television or some English series because to improve my communication skill. Okay, so improvement can happen without me also, but I'm here to give you the exact platform. How to give you a platform? I'm here to give you a platform to improve, to step up your spoken English. ଆପଣ ଯେତିକି ଏବେ spoken English ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ଟିକେ different idea ରେ, ତାକୁ ଟିକେ different style ରେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପଢେଇବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି. Our topic is something called conditional in your day to day life. Okay, ଆପଣ conditional ଟା that comes under complex sentence. ଏ conditional ଟାକୁ କଣ ପାଇଁ ପଢିବେ? Why you are going to learn these things? Because 10% of your conversation rooted through conditional. ଆପଣ ପ୍ରତିଦିନ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଯଦି 10 like 100 lines କହୁଛନ୍ତି, if you are trying to speak 100 lines a day, so 10 lines is rooted through conditional. And if you don't know how to condition a sentence, if you don't know how to root a sentence through conditional, then it's very difficult. You may make a lot of mistakes, and that is not desirable from a professional like you. So that's why our topic is for today is conditional in your daily life. Okay. So what are the things you are trying to use conditional in your daily life? So I'm going to teach you something called conditional. Okay. These are called something called conditional. Okay. The conditional is also commonly known as if clause. Whenever there is an if clause, that is called a conditional. And you might have heard it in school days and college days, must have gone through that also, right? So ଆପଣ ମାନେ if clause ପଢିଥିବେ, and but that was completely a written orientation course. ଯାହା ବି ଆପଣ ଆଗରୁ ପଢିଥିଲେ, whatever the things you have already studied, that was completely written English ଥିଲା। ଆଉ ଆପଣ କେମିତି ମାର୍କ ରଖିବେ? ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ସେ ଯୋଉ ଲାଇକ କଣ୍ଡିସନାଲ କେତେଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସୁଛି ନା 4ଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଆସୁଛି, ତ 4ଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଯାକ କେମିତି କରେକ୍ଟଲି ଆପଣ ଲେଖିପାରିବେ, କୋଉ କୋଉ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଡିବ, କୋଉ ବହିର କୋଉ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଟା ଆସିବ, that you are focusing on that. But today I'm not going to focus on that. I'm here to focus something called how to utilize it, how to use it in your day to day life. Look, very fluently, efficiently, spontaneously you can use it. So I mean use this part over basic focus course. I'm not into this particular boring lessons where you cannot learn anything. So that's why whenever I tell that please join the class, enjoy your Don't try to be in a bogged mindset, like ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ ନୂଆ ଜିନିଷ, it's not like that. Try to, and ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯୋଉ situation ନେଇକି ଯିବି, that you have been using for quite some time, ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆପଣ use କରୁଛନ୍ତି, and whenever this kind of situation comes to you, then how exactly you are going to react, that I am going to teach you. Okay, so whenever I say conditional, conditional is nothing, it is what if clause. ଯଦି ଆପଣ if clause ର meaning ଯାହା, conditional ର meaning ମଧ୍ୟ ସେଇଆ. But sometimes you don't say if clause. If clause is a very old way of saying it, addressing the same issue, and we say conditional. So based on the conditional, actually we have something called every conditional sentence. Conditional means every conditional sentence. Every conditional sentence has two parts. There are two parts. Okay. One is called something called cause, and the second one is called effect. Or you can say action, and this is the reaction part. Okay. So every conditional sentence, upon who conditional sentence बनेबे, for any kind of conditional sentence, it doesn't matter whether that is you are trying to say in the past, you are present, or in the future time, it doesn't matter. I'm going to you. Don't worry. अपन पूरा process को enjoy करंतु. It's my sincere request to everybody. Don't be bogged down. यदि अपन एटा grammar रे पढ़िथिले and you dislike the thing, just take out. I'm not going to teach you that boring grammar lesson. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ practicality ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି. Let's try to understand. ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ practical way ରେ ଯିବା. I'm not going to teach you, look, this is a bullet, this is called the engine, this is called the horsepower. This is not required for you, my friend. How exactly you can drive the bullet, more important. So ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗାଡ଼ିଟା ଶିଖନ୍ତି, ଡ୍ରାଇଭର ଯିଏ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖଉଥାଏ, ସେ ବା ଟ୍ରେନର ଯିଏ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖଉଥାଏ, ସିଏ କହନ୍ତିନି ଏଇଟା ଏତିକି ହର୍ସ ପାୱାରର, ଏଇଟା ବ୍ୟାଟେରୀ ଏଇ କମ୍ପାନୀର ଲାଗିଛି, ଏଇଟା ଆଗରେ ନ ହେଇ ପଛରେ ଅଛି. That's very boring for you. What you need, how can you drive efficiently in a crowded road, and that's the mantra of success. So exactly, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ boring lesson ଦବା ପାଇଁ ଏଠି ଆସୁନି. I'm not here to give you all the boring lessons. What exactly I'm here, how you can use it. That's very important. ଆପଣ use କରିବା ଦରକାର. You are trying to learn, you are trying to invest your 1 hour. You are professional. It's not a joke for you to invest 1 hour with me, right? So here, what exactly I want to tell you, listen carefully. Every conditional sentence, ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ conditional sentence ଟା ବନେଇବେ, ତାର ଦିଟା ପାର୍ଟ ଅଛି. ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା cause part, ଗୋଟେ effect part. ଆଗ cause, ତାର effect. For example, ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାକୁ ପିଟୁଛନ୍ତି, ତ ସେ କାନ୍ଦୁଛି, ତ cause ହେଲା ପିଟିବା, କାନ୍ଦିବାଟା ହେଲା effect. বা ଆମେ କହୁଛେ action ଟା ଏବେ reaction. ଯେ action equal to reaction part ଗୋଟେ ଆମର ଅଛି, like something called in Newton's third law. So I don't want to give you, but for your understanding, ଆପଣ action reaction କହିପାରନ୍ତି, but we commonly call it cause and effect. There is something called cause. There should be a cause. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ କହିବେ cause and effect, sir ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାଇଲିନି. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ example କହୁଛି. Example ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି, ରାମନାଥ sir is my is my like he is my colleague in a office. ତ ସାର୍ଙ୍କର କିଛି ଗୋଟେ function ହଉଛି, ସାର୍ ମତେ କହିବେ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ କାଲି ଆସିବେ. ମୁଁ କଣ କହିବି, what exactly I'm going to tell? ମୁଁ କହିବି ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଡାକିବେ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଯିବି. ତ ଡାକିବାଟା cause, that is the cause. ତାମାନେ ସେ ମତେ ଡାକିବା ପାଇଁ ପଡିବ, that is the cause, that is the action. ତ reaction or effect ହେଲା କଣ, ମୁଁ ଯିବି. ଯଦି ତମେ ଗୋଟେ like ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ example ଦଉଛି ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ, like ଆପଣ ଯଦି like suppose ଆପଣଙ୍କ medicine like ଦେହ ଖରାପ ଅଛି, ତ ଯଦି ଆପଣ medicine ଖାଇବେ ଦେହ ଭଲ ହେଇଯିବ. ତ cause ହେଲା କଣ, medicine. Taking medicine, consuming medicine is the cause, and effect that you will cure yourself, right? ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗରମ ପାଣିରେ ହାତ ରଖିବେ, ତାହେଲେ ଏଟା ଫୋଟକା ହେଇଯିବ, ପୋଡିଯିବ ଆମକୁ. ତାହେଲେ ଗରମ ପାଣିରେ ହାତ ରଖିବା, that is called cause, and action or effect ଏଟା କଣ ହବ, ହାତଟା ପୋଡିଯିବ. So every sentence, every conditional sentence, that's very important. Every conditional sentence has a cause and an effect. Okay. And remember, based on the percentage of effect, yeah, the conditional sentence has been divided into 4 types. One is called zero-conditional. Zero-conditional sentence. And it kaha par nirbhar karti, effect upare, not cause upare. Try to understand. That's very important. I have highlighted it. So whether it will be zero-conditional I'll explain it. Upon tension nabar nahi, but try to just follow the process. It's my request. Okay. It's not a boring lesson, first of all. And this is something called first conditional. This is called second conditional. And fourth is called third conditional. So entirely, you are going to use four kinds of conditional sentences in your day-to-day life. ଆପଣ ଦୈନନ୍ଦିନ ଜୀବନରେ ଚାରି ପ୍ରକାର conditional sentence ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିବେ. One is called zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional. It is easy to remember. 0, 1, 2, 3. That's all. Okay. So it starts with zero. Upon कहବେ sir, zero is not a counting number. My dear friends, we are not learning mathematics. We are learning something called English. So when it's a language, so forget about that. Like upon the some of your mathematician, then upon कहବେ sir, why is zero is not a counting number? It's a special number. Why it is zero conditional? So let's don't blow our mind to mathematics. We are learning something called English. So there is something called zero conditional, and this is a standard procedure. It's I'm not me. It's everywhere in the world. People learn like this. Okay. So something called zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. And this conditional depends upon the effect part. ଆପଣ cause କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି that is not required. What is the effect? The effect ଦେଖିଲା ପରେ ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ ସେଟା decide କରିବେ ସେଟା zero conditional, କି first conditional, second conditional, third conditional. Okay. So let me tell you. Here effect is 100%. Effect zero conditional रे effect एटा होची 100%. Okay. And the first conditional रे this is called 50%. I'll tell you a lot of examples. आपण already हवा दरकार नहीं. Just follow it. Okay. And the second conditional that is called impossible or imaginary. You can say imaginary or impossible. It is called imaginary or impossible. And the fourth one, that is called the third conditional. It was possible in the past, but not possible now. I'll give a lot of examples. Dekantu. Zero conditional is something called 100%. The result, the reaction, the effect, or you can say result. You can call it the effect, reaction, result is 100%. First conditional 50%. Second conditional imaginary or impossible. And third conditional it was possible in the past but not possible right now. So अपन को सर कितनी बुझेलानी? Okay, fine. Let me give you one example one by one. Then I'll tell you हमें पढ़िबा तापर individually what is zero conditional. देखंतु zero conditional result टा 100% हो. तो अपन को सर बुझेलानी. So let me give an example. Let me give an example. ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହିବି ଜୟନ୍ତୀ ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କୁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗରମ ପାଣିରେ ହାତ ରଖିବେ ତାହେଲେ ହାତଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପୋଡିଯିବ 100 डिग्री ଟେମ୍ପରେଚରରେ ସେ ଟକ ହେଇ ଫୁଟୁଛି ଆପଣ ସେଥିରେ ହାତ ରଖିବେ ତାହେଲେ ପୋଡିଯିବ ତ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି 100% ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ହବ ଆପଣ କହିବେ ସାର୍ ଏଇଟା କେମିତି ହବ ଅବଭିୟସଲି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଆଚ୍ଛା ଦେयर ଇଜ ଆ ଲାଇଭ୍ ୱେୟାର ମାନେ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି ଲାଇଭ୍ ୱେୟାର ମାନେ ଦ ୱେୟାର ଇନ୍ ହ୍ୱିଚ୍ କରେଣ୍ଟ ପାସେସ୍ ଥ୍ରୁ ଯୋଉ ତାର ଦେଇ କରେଣ୍ଟ ପାସ୍ କରୁଛି ଇଲେକ୍ଟ୍ରିସିଟି ପାସ୍ କରୁଛି that is called a live wire ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ live wire କୁ ଟଚ୍ କରିବେ you are a human being your blood is something called the good conductor of electricity and you will get shock that is 100%. So that is called 100%. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଆଗ୍ରା ଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ତାଜମହଲ ଦେଖିବେ 100% କାହିଁକି ନା ଆଗ୍ରାରେ ହିଁ ତାଜମହଲ ଅଛି ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟ ହାଉସ ଦେଖିବେ 100%. No way ତାକୁ change କରିବେ because the result is 100%. Okay, so this is something called 100%. तो କୋଉ situation ଆପଣ 100% यूज କରିବେ ତା structures କେମିତି ହବ ଆମେ individually ଆଲୋଚନା କରିବା but for the time being ମୁଁ example ଦେଇକି I want to make you easy for you. Okay, the first conditional the result is 50%. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହିଲେ କାଲି ବର୍ଷା ହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଯିବିନି ଯଦି କାଲି ବର୍ଷା ହବ ଆପଣ ଯିବେନି କହିଲେ ଯଦି ବର୍ଷା ନ ହବ ଯିବେ ଯଦି ବର୍ଷା ହବ ମତେ ଯାଇପାରନ୍ତି କାହିଁକି ନା ଗୋଟେ emergency situation ଆପଣ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଯିବେ ମତେ ଡାକିଲେ ମୁଁ ଆସିବି ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ମୋର ଆକ୍ସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଗଲା, ମୁଁ ଆସି ନପାରେ, so there is a 50% chance. Okay, and there is third conditional, imaginary. ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତୋ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଏମିତି କରିଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି। ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ଇମାଜିନାରୀ ବହୁତ, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଚଢେଇ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି ଉଡିଥାନ୍ତି, that ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ବହୁତ କଳ୍ପନା, ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଅମ୍ବାନୀ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି ନା ଏଇଟା କରିଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି। ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଜୋକ୍ସ ରେ you are trying to crack jokes with your family, friends and other things, ତ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଆପଣ ଏଇଟାକୁ ୟୁଜ କରନ୍ତି, ଇମାଜିନାରୀ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଟାକୁ ୟୁଜ କରନ୍ତି, that is impossible, ସେଇଟା ହେଇପାରିବନି। ତ ତାକୁ କେମିତି ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ କରିବା, ତା ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର କେମିତି ହବ, ଆଉ if କ୍ଲଜ କେମିତି ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିବା, I am going to tell you. And third conditional ରେ it was possible in the past but not possible right now. ତା ମାନେ କଣ, ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟିଆ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦଉଛି। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆପଣ ସମସ୍ତେ ମାଟ୍ରିକୁଲେଟ ପାସ୍ କରି ଯାଇଛନ୍ତି, you are either you are graduate or you are a post graduate or you are a PhD holder right now. ତ ଆପଣ ଏବେ ଆପଣ ମାଟ୍ରିକୁଲେଟ ଜିନିଷ ମନେ ପକେଇକି କହିବେ, ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଯଦି ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଟିକେ ମାର୍କ ରଖିଥାନ୍ତି, ଏଇଟା କଣ ସମ୍ଭବପର? ଆଉ ସେଇଟା ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ସମ୍ଭବପର ଥିଲା। ତ that comes under this. ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତୁମ କଥା ଶୁଣିଥାନ୍ତି ଆଜି ଅସୁବିଧାରେ ସମ୍ମୁଖୀନ ହେଇନଥାନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ଏମିତି କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି? ମୁଁ ଯଦି suppose like take the example of Ramnath sir, he is my big brother. So my big brother is trying to say something to me and trying to, ଯଦି ତମେ ମୋ କଥା ଶୁଣିଥାନ୍ତ ଆଜି ଅସୁବିଧାର ସମ୍ମୁଖୀନ ହେଇନଥାନ୍ତ, ଏଇଟା ମୁଁ କେମିତି କହିବି, ଆଉ ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟଲି ଟ୍ରାଇଂ ଟୁ, ଏଇଟା ତ ମୁଁ ଓଡିଆରେ କହିଦେଲି, and that is something called hard condition. ତ ଏମିତି ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ, there are a lot of situation you are trying to use in a day to day life, but you don't know how to frame a sentence accordingly, what is the right thing. So today ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ example ଦେଲି, I want to give a lot more examples and I want to clear your doubt, and believe me, once this is clear, and I'm sure you can express any conditional situation in your life. ଆପଣ ଯେ କୌଣସି ସିଚୁଏସନ ଟାକୁ ଆପଣ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ କରିପାରିବେ। ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ତୁ ଯଦି ମୋ କଥା ଶୁଣିଥାନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ଅସୁବିଧା ହେଇନଥାନ୍ତା, ତାକୁ ଇଂଲିଶରେ କେମିତି କହିବେ, ଏଇଟା ତ ଆପଣ ଓଡିଆରେ କହିଦେଲେ, କେମିତି ହେଇଥିବେ? ମତେ ଯଦି ଡାକିଥାନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଆସିଥାନ୍ତି, ମତେ ଡାକିଲୁନି ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଆସିଲିନି, ଆଉ କେମିତି ଇଂଲିଶରେ କହିବେ? Obviously there are certain situations in your life you guys are using that, because 10% of your conversation rooted through something called if such, but ଆମେ ଜାଣି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ବଟ୍ ଆମେ ତାକୁ କଣ ପାଇଁ ପଢିଥିଲେ, ଓନ୍ଲି ଫର ରିଟନ୍ କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ପଢିଥିଲେ। ତ କିଛି ମାର୍କ ରଖିବା, ଏଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଡିବ, ବଟ୍ ଏବେ ତ ମାର୍କ ନାହିଁ, ଆଉ ଆପଣ ତ ନିଜ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଟାକୁ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ କରିବେ। ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆପଣ ବାବା କହିବେ ତୁ କାଲି କାହିଁ ଆସିଲୁନି, ଆପଣ ମତେ କଲ୍ କରିଥିଲେ ସିନା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଥାନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ତ ମତେ କଲ୍ କଲେନି, ତ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଥାନ୍ତି କେମିତି? ଥାର୍ଡ କଣ୍ଡିସନାଲ। ତ ତାକୁ ଇଂଲିଶରେ କେମିତି କହିବେ, ଇଟ୍ସ ମୋର ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ, that you can easily understand. ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କହିଛି, ଏଭ୍ରି କ୍ଲାସରେ ଏଭ୍ରି ବ୍ୟାଚରେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କହେ, don't try to translate. Translation କରି କହିବେ, obviously you are not trying to speak English, you are trying to say something called broken English, and broken English is not spoken English, and you are here to learn spoken English, my friends, not broken English. A lot of people are MBA guys, they are trying to appear in any of the multinational companies. Do you think that if you're not the refined English, it's very difficult for you to get through that particular interview process? I have seen it in my naked eye. So that's very important. Let's try to learn something called, everybody, are you getting my point? Yes or no? Prahlad sir, Subhashini ma'am, Jayanti ma'am, lot of Shruti
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
everybody.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's very important. Jodi bujhi parunanti, please interrupt me. You are not, I am not your boss. I am not your teacher. I am just like your friend. I'm just like your guide. I'm just like a philosopher. I'm just like your brother. You can call me. Or I'm a trainer. So you have every right to stop me, to interrupt me, and to ask any questions you want to throw at me. Okay? So don't sit idle. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଯଦି ବୁଝି ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି, so don't sit idle from your place. So stop me there. Sir, ଏଟା ବୁଝି ହେଲାନି. I don't understand. Please explain it once more. That is the beauty answer I require every day. Okay? And every time also. I am not bogged down by this kind of thing. I don't worry about other things. I want, whenever you are trying to invest the 1 hour, it should be the quality time, not how much quantity you are making. It's all about the quality. Okay? So quality matters at the end of the time. Okay? So let's learn something called zero conditional. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆମେ zero conditional ଟାକୁ ପଢିବା. Okay? We are going to learn something called zero conditional. Okay? So take a screenshot if possible, please. I'll send the materials, but the video will be loaded. But in the meantime, I request everybody to take a screenshot for your better understanding. Okay? So fine. So let's learn something called zero conditional. Okay? So zero conditional ray, आपण कौन केमती व्यवहार करिए स्ट्रक्चर केमती हो यू आर गोइंग टू लर्न one by one. Just make it very interesting, friends. So this is a live class and live lesson for you, and you can use it. The best part is that you can use it straight away. It's just like cooked food I'm going to give you. Some things I'm going to give you. It's not it's raw materials I'm trying to give. Okay. अपन ये पूरे direct use करिए. There's no need of applying anywhere. Okay. So there is something called zero conditional. Okay. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ already କହିଦେଇଛି zero conditional effect or result will be 100%. Okay. The zero conditional ray, what you will get, the effect or result will be 100%. So what will be the structure? Structure ମାନେ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି how to make the sentence as per the situation. Okay. The sentence will be like this. If plus, check it out. Very important. If plus something called cause. Cause part, ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି ଗୋଟେ cause ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ effect ଅଛି, right? Cause part ଟା that will be simple present. Okay. And effect part also simple present. Both will be simple present. Okay. Check it out. If plus cause part simple present माने जो cause था जो explain करिवे that will be simple present and the effect part will be a simple present. For your understanding, there will be a comma. But whenever trying to speak English, you have to pause. Pause बोले बुझुन टिके रहिबे. That is called pause. Okay. So for written communication, sometimes you may write that also. So that's why I put a comma, because without comma, this will be grammatically ended. It will be not in accordance with the grammar. So I'm not going to teach all the things, but just remember there will be a comma. That's all. Okay. So let me give an example. ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେବି ତ ମୁଁ କହିବି ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟ ହାଉସ ଦେଖିବେ ତ ଏଇଟା 100%. ଆଉ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀରେ ତ ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟ ହାଉସ ଅଛି ଆପଣ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଦେଖିବେ. ତ if you simple present you go to Delhi. Okay. तो आपण कौन देखिए ना पार्लियामेंट हाउस. यू सी द पार्लियामेंट हाउस. Okay. You see the parliament. Okay. If you go to Delhi, this is something called simple present. Check it out. And this is you see simple present. Okay. Because your result is 100%. Suppose ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିବି ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ତାରରେ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଲାଇଭ ୱେୟାର ଆମେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ଟଚ୍ କରିବେ ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଶକ୍ ଲାଗିବ. If you touch a live wire, you get shock. That's all. You get shock. Okay. ଯଦି ଆପଣ like no like ଯଦି ଉପରକୁ ଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ଥଣ୍ଡା ଅନୁଭବ କରିବେ. If you go up, you feel cold. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ପର୍ବତ ଉପରକୁ ଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ଅଭାବ ଦେଖାଯିବ 100%. If you go higher to the altitude up to a mountain, you face the shortage of oxygen. Like that. ଯୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ରେଜଲ୍ଟଟା 100% ଆପଣ ଫିଲ୍ କରିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି and depends upon you that you know. Most of the time ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ଯଦି କହିବେ like ଯଦି ଆପଣ ୱାଶିଂଟନ ଡିସି ଯିବେ ତାହେଲେ ସେଇଠି like no ଆପଣଙ୍କର you can meet the president of United States of America. Obviously that you can meet. So if you go to Washington DC, you meet the president of America or United States. There are countless example you can give, but remember the cause part will be simple present, the effect part is simple present. Now this is clear to everybody. Do you need more example?
That is a natural truth. 100% result means
Not natural. Sir, there is nothing
yes,
called
sir, 100%.
No.
There is
There is
100%, sir, 100% result, which means the truth.
that is called universal truth. There is nothing called natural truth, sir.
Oh, what
That is called universal truth. जोटा यूनिवर्सल, you are right, your point, you try to give that answer but I try to rectify that. तो आपण आमे
Yes.
कोन एटा होची natural truth किछि नाही, universal truth. जदि आपण natural truth कथा कहिबे तो the sentence gone for a toss, माने sentence ता भूल हे गेल. You can say it is universal truth, माने जोटा universally accepted, माने जोटा सर्व समस्त जानि obviously ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଯୋଉଟା truth, ମତେ ଯୋଉଟା truth, ପ୍ରହ୍ଲାଦ sir ପାଇଁ truth, ରାମନାଥ sir ପାଇଁ truth, ସମୀର sir ପାଇଁ, everybody who are before me right now, the truth for everybody, that is called universal truth. This is called universal truth, right? ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ like ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ north end like north pole of a magnet ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ south pole of a magnet, those are the science students, they can easily understand, they attract, so that is called universal truth. ଏଇନା ଗୋଟେ ସାଉଥ ପୋଲ ଗୋଟେ ନର୍ଥ ପୋଲ ଆଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟ କରିଥାଏ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ. ଆପଣ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଖରା ଦିନେ ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ଲାକ୍ ସାର୍ଟ ପିନ୍ଧିକି ଯିବେ ଅଧିକ ଗରମ ହବ, ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ ସାଇନ୍ସ କହୁଛି, ବିକଜ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି କୁ ଅବଶୋଷକ, ବ୍ୟାଡ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟର ଅଫ ହିଟ୍, ଆଉ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି ଧଳା ସାର୍ଟଟା ହଉଛି ହ୍ୱାଇଟ ସାର୍ଟଟା ହଉଛି ସୁ ଅବଶୋଷକ, ଗୁଡ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟର ଅଫ ହିଟ୍। ତ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ଆମ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଆମକୁ ପ୍ରୁଭ କରିଛି। ତ ସେଟାକୁ ଆପଣ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ କଲ୍ଡ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସାଲ ଟ୍ରୁଥ, and all the universal truth comes under zero conditional. Now this is clear to everybody? Clear ହେଇଗଲା ନା କିଛି more examples you require? Ask me, no problem, I can give
Yes.
you.
No, sir. No, sir.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
The new people, Samir sir, Sukul sir, Rohini ma'am, Chitta sir, Rajesh sir, Samya sir, everybody, lot of people are there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It-
sir.
It's clear to everybody? Can I go to the next
Yeah.
section?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is more important, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଠି ଦେଖିବେ like ଆପଣ ଏମିତି କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି like ଆପଣ କହିବେ ତୁ ଏଇଟା କରିବାର ଅଛି, ତୁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ଯାହାରି, ତ ତୁ ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଯିବୁ, ତୁ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ଯାହାରି, ତ ଲାଇକ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଆପଣ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଆପଣ ସେ ଗୋଟେ ୱିଲ୍ ଲଗେଇଦେବେ ଏଠି, ନା ୱିଲ୍ ଲଗେଇବେନି। if you say if you go to Delhi you will see parliament, then sentence will be wrong, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କିଛି ଫିଲ୍ ହବନି। ଆପଣ ତ ହଁ ୱିଲ୍ ଟା ଲଗେଇଦେଲେ କଣ ହେଇଗଲା, ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ୱିଲ୍ ଟା କିଛି ଜଣା ପଡିଲା ନାହିଁ, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସେମିତି କରନ୍ତୁନି। You are here to learn, you cannot afford to make mistake at this point of time, ଆପଣ ଆଉ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ କରନ୍ତୁନି। So that's why ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଛି the four dimensional picture ରେ ପ୍ରଥମ ହେଲା that is something called minimal error ରେ ଆପଣ ଇଂଲିଶ କହିବେ, that is not broken English, spoken English କହିବେ ଆପଣ, ଯେତିକି ଶିଖନ୍ତୁ ଯୋଉଟା ଠିକ ଶିଖନ୍ତୁ, because a lot of people are in such a stage, I don't think if you are trying to make mistake at this point of time, this doesn't augur well for you, it's not good to see people like at a structure you are trying to make mistakes. Okay, so this is something called zero conditional. Now this is clear to everybody, so take a screenshot if possible. I'm going to erase it and I'll give you something called the second condition, sorry, first condition. Okay, the second one is called first condition. Okay, the first conditional ray, this is called first conditional. Here the result is 50%. So 50% माने कौन? What do you mean by 50%? ता माने हे ता माने टा बुझछन्ती, हे पारे न हे पारे, it may happen, it may not happen, ता माने टा ये। So let me give an example. ଆପଣ ମୁଁ କହିବି like ପ୍ରହ୍ଲାଦ sir ଆପଣ କାଲି ଅଫିସ ଆସିବେ, ହଁ 50%, ତା ମାନେ କଣ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିଲି, ସାର୍ ଆସି ପାରନ୍ତି ନ ଆସି ବି ପାରନ୍ତି। Whenever you are trying to tell something it's about 50% probability, here we are asking about the probability, right? 50% probability, 100% probability.
Sir, not, sir, not sure about this matter.
Ask me,
ଆମେ
sir.
କେବେ କନଫର୍ମ ହେଇପାରିବ ନାହିଁ ଏଇଟା।
Absolutely, that's true. That means we are not confirmed. That's exactly, you got the point. That is the hidden meaning. So whenever we say the probability is 50%, ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଡେଲି ରେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହଉଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆପଣ 100% ସିଓର ନୁହନ୍ତି କୌଣସି ଜିନିଷ। ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହୁଛି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ରାମନାଥ, ମୁଁ କହିଲି ସାର୍ କାଲି ଟିକେ ଅଫିସରେ ଏଇ କାମଟା କରିଦେବେ, ହଁ କାଲି ଆସନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖିବା। So what do you mean by that? ଯଦି ଟାଇମ ହେଲା ଆପଣ କରିବେ, ନହେଲେ କରିବେନି। So what is the guarantee? What is the warranty? Is there any 100% surety is there? No. So man is a social and it can happen to anybody, it can happen to anything. But so that's why it is called 50%. But put an example there before. let me write those sentence for you. Upon structure ta kemti likhibe mu likhi dଉଛି structure. Okay, structure is something called plus if plus cause, that is called simple present. Okay, comma effect shall or will. तो आपन को सर कहीं shall लिखले कहीं will लिखले because depends upon you. I've already taken a class. Something called shall is called British English and will is called American English. If you follow British English, then use shall. I shall go. If you're following American English, you can shall go. I always follow American English because I feel spoken English is little tilted towards American English. But whenever it comes to written English, so we are using shall most of the time. In books and other things, it are written shall. So that's why, but when spoken English, we use will most of the time. 95% American people don't speak shall in their day-to-day spoken English. So that's why it's very important. Suppose ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ example ଦଉଛି, ଯଦି ମତେ ଆପଣ ଡାକିବେ ମୁଁ ଯିବି. If you call me, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, you call me, simple present, I will go, I will go, like that. Okay, here that means there is a probability of 50%. ଆପଣ କହିବେ କଣ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଡାକିଲେ ଆପଣ ଗ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟି ଆସିବେ କହିଥିଲେ? No, that may not happen. ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ସମୟରେ ମତେ କଲ୍ କରିବେ ମୁଁ ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ଥିବି ଯଦି, there is a probability ମୁଁ ଯାଇପାରେ ନ ଯାଇପାରେ, ଆମେ ତ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, but sometimes we cannot guarantee anything. That is not having guarantee. ଯଦି କାଲି ବର୍ଷା ହବ ମୁଁ ଯିବିନି, ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ହଁ ଯଦି କାଲି ପାଗ ଠିକ ନ ରହିବ ମୁଁ ଯିବିନି, ତାହେଲେ what is the, ଯଦି emergency ପଇଲା ଆପଣ ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ବାଧ୍ୟ ହେବେ, ତ ଆପଣ statement ଟା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ତାକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆପଣ defy କରିବେ. So that happens. ଯଦି ବର୍ଷା ନହେଲେ ଆପଣ ଯିବେ, so like that there is a 50-50 chance. ତାହେଲେ କେମିତି ଲେଖିବେ? If it rains tomorrow, I will not go. If it rains tomorrow, simple present and shall will come. Okay. So if you say, sir, shall, can I use shall? Yeah, you can use. I've already informed you. The power goes to you. If you feel that you can use shall, you can use will. But most of the time, I use will because I like American English and I feel will is more practical as compared to shall. Shall doesn't come very naturally. I will go there. I'll go. What else I'm trying to do? I'll go there. Like that. So will has a more pronounced form. Like it's easy to pronounce than shall. Like that. So I better use will. Okay. If you use ଆପଣ use କରିପାରନ୍ତି shall, you can use will, doesn't matter and there's no problem also. ଆପଣ ଭାବିବେ ଯେ କିଛି problem ବହୁତ ବୋଲି ମୁଁ use କରୁଛି, no problem at all. So there are two types of English is there. I shall go, ମୁଁ ଯିବି. I will go, ମୁଁ ଯିବି. I shall go, British English. I will go, American English. That's the difference. There is no other difference. And we Indians are a sandwich between American English and British English. So କିଛି problem ନାହିଁ. ଆମ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ କିଛି, ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଆମେରିକା ଯିବେ don't use shall, ଯଦି ଆପଣ ବ୍ରିଟେନ ଯିବେ don't use will. That's the difference. Okay, but in India, you are in India right now, you have no problems. You have the monopoly to use both shall and will. Okay, so now this is clear to everybody. Clear?
Yes,
Clear
yes,
to
sir.
everybody? Allah sir,
Yes.
Devjani ma'am, Shruti
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
clear to everybody. Samir sir,
Yes.
Mohan sir,
Yes,
Sukul sir, Rohin ma'am, everybody please.
Yes, sir.
Alisha ma'am, Mohan sir, everybody. Okay, Soumya sir. Okay, great. So take a screenshot if possible. Okay. So try to understand. ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ନ ବୁଝି ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି, you have every right to ask me. Okay. So don't feel shy. ଏଥିରେ କିଛି ଲାଜ କରିବାର ନାହିଁ because I am not a teacher I'm going to bark at you, I'm trying to scold you, I'm trying to humiliate you. It's not like that. It is your wish to ask me because you have been paid for to take a service. This is a paid service. You have every right. Power goes to you. Okay. ଆପଣ ପଚାରିବେ ମତେ question, you have any questions, you have any doubt, you can freely air your views. That's all. Repeatedly, I am trying to tell that. So don't shy away. ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କ କିଛି problem ରହିଯାଉଛି ମଧ୍ୟ, ଆପଣ କହିବେ ଯେ ମୁଁ କରିପାରିଲିନି ସାର୍, ଟିକେ ମତେ problem ଅଛି. No, it's not like that. You have every right to ask me. It may create inconvenience to others, but it is your duty to ask me. Okay. So this is something called First-Conditional. Let me go to the Second-Conditional. Okay. what is called second conditional. Second conditional ଟା ଟିକେ ବୁଝିବାର ଅଛି ମୁଁ ତ ଆଉ କିଛି example କିଛି ଦେବି, then if it's not time doesn't permit it today, then we can complete it tomorrow. Okay, so this is something called second conditional. Second conditional is completely imaginary. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ମୁଁ କାହିଁକି କହୁଛି, ଏଇଟା ଆପଣ ୟୁଜ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ବିକଜ ଏଇଟା କୋଉ ସମୟରେ ୟୁଜ କରନ୍ତି ଆପଣ, ଭେରି ରେୟାରଲି ୟୁଜ, once in a blue moon. ମିନିଂ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି, once in a blue moon. once in a blue moon ମାନେ ମାନେ କେବେ କେବେ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଇଫ ରେ ହେଇଯାଇଥାଏ, right? So you don't use this when you are a child, when you are a very young age, very old, very young guy. So that time ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ସବୁ imagination କଲେ, ଏବେ ଆପଣ imagine କରିବା ପାଇଁ time କାହିଁକି? ଆପଣ ତ ଯାହା ପାଉଛନ୍ତି ସବୁ ମାନେ everything is reality, you are trying to face the reality of your life, ତ imagine କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ time ନାହିଁ, but there is a time, there is something called imagination. ତ ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଥାନ୍ତୁ sometimes it is not required, let me tell you, it's not required for spoken English. କାହିଁକି ନା ଏଇଭଳିଆ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଆପଣ ଲାଇଫରେ 0% ଆସେ, ବଟ୍ ଷ୍ଟିଲ୍ ଆପଣ ଜାଣନ୍ତୁ ଯଦି ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ସିଚୁଏସନ ଆସିଲା, ହାଉ ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟଲି ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଟ୍ରାଇଂ ଟୁ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସ ଇଟ୍. ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ଗୋଟେ ଇମାଜିନାରୀ ସିଚୁଏସନ, ଏଇଟା ମତେ ଟିକେ ଟାଇମ ଲାଗିବ ଟୁ ଏଭ୍ରିବଡି, ତ କାଇଣ୍ଡଲି ବି ପେସେଣ୍ଟ, ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଥର ବୁଝେଇଦେଲେ ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରିବେନି. ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଆଇ ପାଖରେ ୱାଜ ଲାଗିଛି, ବିକଜ ଆଇ ଇଜ ସମଥିଙ୍ଗ କଲ୍ଡ ଏ ସିଙ୍ଗଲ, ଓକେ, and we ପାଖରେ where ଲାଗିଥାଏ, that you know very well from the grammar point of view. I was going, we were going, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ କେତେବେଳେ ଭାବିଛନ୍ତି I ପାଖରେ where ଲାଗିବ? I ପାଖରେ where ଲାଗିବ ମାନେ there is something called imaginary, that's all, nothing else. ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ବାର୍ଡ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି, imaginary, if I were a bird, ମୁଁ ଉଡିଥାନ୍ତି, I would fly. If I were a bird, I would fly. Okay, so ଏଠି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ, ଏଠି I ସହିତ bird ର like no relationship. Bird is a different character, a different species, a different dimension, a different creature. Man is altogether a different things, different guy, right? So by comparing I and bird, so that's why where has been used, because it is an imaginary situation and it is happens only second conditional sentence ରେ ଏମିତି ହେଇଛି. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲେ କୋଉଠି I were a bird ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, if I were you, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତୁମ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି, ସମ୍ଭବପର? ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ରାମନାଥ ସାରଙ୍କ ସହିତ I want to compare myself, impossible. ଆମେ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ତୁମ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତି, ତାକୁ ଆଜି ବୁଦ୍ଧି ଶିଖେଇ ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି, ଆରେ ମୁଁ ତୁମ ଭଳି ହେଇପାରିବିନି, it's impossible for me. You can say if I were like you, I were like you, I would teach him a lesson, I would teach him a lesson. ଆପଣ ଏମିତି କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ କହିଲି ନା ଭେରି ରେୟାର ସିଚୁଏସନ ରେ ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଆସେ. ଓକେ, ତ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦଉଛି, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଲାଇକ ମୋର ଯଦି ଡେଣା ଥାନ୍ତା, ମୁଁ ଉଡିଥାନ୍ତି, ତ ଡେଣା ଥାନ୍ତା, that is something called imaginary situation. If I had wings, I would fly. If I had wings, I would fly. ମୋର ଯଦି ଡେଣା ଥାନ୍ତା, ମୁଁ ଉଡିଥାନ୍ତି. So that's very imaginary. So look at the situation. This is something called second conditional. The result of it is absolutely imaginary, impossible, never going to happen. But still, as a man is an imaginative nature, sometimes we are trying to use this kind of conditional in our life, right? So this is not to discuss. Situation you can easily understand. Can use କରିବେ. Now this and third conditional ଟା যেটা କହୁଥିଲି,
यार
like
सर
it
स्ट्रक्चर ने
structure ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ structure ସେଇଟା ହେଲା କଣ, if I were a bird, if I, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା କୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ୟୁଜ କରିବେ, ଆପଣ ନିଜ ପାଇଁ ୟୁଜ କରନ୍ତି imaginary ଟା, and very rare situation ୟୁଜ କରାଯାଏ. So you can say I plus were plus that particular thing, comparison. Imaginary means comparison, and there will be would plus V1 form. ମୁଁ ଲେଖିଦେଇଛି ନା ଏଠି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, if I were a bird I would fly, if I had wings I would fly. So what exactly you understand? Would will be there in the second part, and there will be where or had in the first conditional. A sentence upon monoclism. Based on that, you can easily use it. There's no structures for that. Basically, ଆମେ ଗ୍ରାମାର ପଢୁନାହାନ୍ତି ନା, we are trying to give a practical approach. ମୁଁ ଏଠି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ practical ଦେଖଉଛି ଆପଣ କେମିତି use କରିବେ. How exactly are trying to use in different situations. So this is not a point to discuss, but still I feel it is easy for you to remember something. But third conditional ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ ଆପଣ use କରୁଛନ୍ତି, because that is the regret. Regret ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଭଲସେ ପଢିବା କାଲି. Okay, we are going to learn that particular thing details. Now you understood everything, everybody? Clear? Ramnath sir, Prahlad sir, Ajit sir,
Yes,
Devjani
sir.
ma'am, Mohan sir,
Yes, sir.
everybody? Clear? Other Jayanti ma'am,
Yes, sir.
clear? Soumya sir, Subhashini ma'am, Shruti ma'am, Samir sir, lot of people are there, Chitra sir. Now it's clear to everybody. ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ? Clear? So
Yes,
this is
sir.
all about, जब भी ଆପଣ କିଛି ବୁଝି ନ ପାରୁଛନ୍ତି, you are very much free to call me tomorrow, because I cannot take, because I have a class at 9:30. So who is going to be be concluded at 10:30 also. So I don't have any time right now. But if you feel that is there any problems, the recording video will be available in the app itself. जो मैंने app download करते ना थी, download कर देवे. I'll give you the access to watch all the videos. आज जहाँ proceedings होती, अपन सेटा पूरा live video देखी करिए. Still you are feeling any problems, you can directly call me up. My number is there in the group. You can call me up. I'll explain you have any problem. Okay. So I believe it's time for you conclude the session. Thank you all for giving me a patient hearing. See you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, sir.